Today is Earth Day. You may not realize that, but nearly everyone in the country lives within a mile of a river, and that's Jessica's fun fact of the day.
I actually did not know that until we were preparing for the show. But half of the rivers in the U.S. have unsafe levels of pollution that threaten the water. To highlight the valuable resource rivers provide, CBS journalists all across the country explored the problem. Joining us now is national environmental correspondent David Schechter. David, you spent an entire week traveling the length of the Delaware River. Why is this something that you felt was so critical?
It's awesome to be here with you guys. You know, 60% of our water that we drink comes from rivers, lakes, and streams. And rivers define our communities. They, like this one here in New York, you know, such a big deal. And our cities are built around them. But threats to our rivers include pollution, development, and climate change. Our rivers are really under stress.
And it's unbelievable because just a few of the things you said surprised me, but what was perhaps the most surprising thing you saw or heard while you were out there?
Yeah, raw sewage was was a big issue for me. We saw it being released into rivers intentionally. This is planned. We came across this in Philadelphia, but it happens all around the country. And this is what we saw along the Delaware near Philadelphia. I'm pretty surprised to see all that trash.
Yeah, and you can see we're not too far from houses.
Jerome Shabazz, who runs a nonprofit environmental education center in Philadelphia, believes everyone deserves access to a clean creek. His group regularly picks up trash here.
Come in here, you're like, this is insurmountable.
Right.
But you can make an impact.
If we go back and look at the before and after shots, you'll see that just the short period of time that we were here is going to make a difference.
What's not an easy cleanup is the raw sewage that runs into another nearby creek from this pipe, making it too contaminated to wade or fish in.
Smell.
Yeah, it does not smell good.
No.
It smells like sewage. I mean, you don't need a scientific test to tell you there's sewage come out of there. You just need a nose.
There you go.
Nationwide, there are more than 7,000 pipes called outfalls, like the one Shabazz showed us, where wastewater from buildings and stormwater from rain flow together to the treatment facility. When there's too much rain, by design, sewage overflows into creeks and rivers. CBS News compared census data with outfall locations and found lower-income minority communities are twice as likely to have sewage dumping into a river or creek.
We see a lot of derogatory conditions in neighborhoods amongst people who don't have the political influence to fight back.
Some of these systems are well over 100 years old, built before environmental regulation. Rebuilding is cost prohibitive, but in Philadelphia, there's a natural solution, protecting what's left of the city's marshland.
I'm in, baby.
All right.
See you out there.
This is what the marsh is supposed to look like.
Lamar Gore runs the John Hines National Wildlife Refuge in Philly.
Are you sure this is Philadelphia?
Yeah, right?
The marsh works like a sponge, absorbing rainwater that would overwhelm Philadelphia's sewer system.
I think nature-based solutions where you're looking within the landscape, and I think every city, every township needs to be taking a look at this.
But the challenge to restoring wetlands is development. There's no way to expand here because it's surrounded by homes, industry, and the airport. But even though it's only a partial solution, activists like Jerome Shabazz say cities must explore every option.
We really can't accept this on a basic human level as being normal. And I think we should do everything we can to try to remediate it so that people can enjoy and appreciate the built and natural environments where they live, work, and play.
He says access to clean water should not be a luxury for some, but a right for all.
It's staggering, actually. I didn't realize how bad the conditions were.
Yeah.
So you looked a lot at the area right outside Philly. Are we dealing with the same conditions in New York City?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are 75 of these combined sewer outflow locations in the New York area where pipes dump sewage directly into waterways. Here's a map that we made for you. Those dots are sewage outfall locations. 7 in 10 are located in what the census describes as a disadvantaged area, so overburdened with this kind of pollution, same as Philadelphia. Philadelphia is using marshland, as you saw, as a natural solution. We saw that also in Dallas. And our Sacramento station reports the city has built more underground storage containers to collect excess rainwater to prevent overflows. And you do see that more and more cities. It looks like they call it like a rain garden. And you're like, oh, that looks beautiful, but it's storing a ton of rainwater and then slowly releasing it instead of just dumping it into the sewer system.
And that map shows you that New York City has something like 500 miles of coastline, much of which is marshes and rivers.
That's right.
And there's the problem.
That's right.
All right, David Schechter, amazing job. We thank you so much for coming by.
Love being with you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
David.
you.
Okay, thank you. And you can see all of David's report and 5 different stories around this area on CBS News.